The baby blue paint of this Lamborghini Murci&eacute is deceptive. This car isn't cuddly, it's an aggressive fighting cock with 580 horsepower. Its V12 engine has a displacement of 6.2 liters. A huge 650 Newton-meters of torque is divided across all four wheels. With this, it directly attacks the previous record holder among the series sports cars, the Porsche 911 GT2. In Hockenheim, the Murci&eacute's excellent traction proves advantageous. Accelerating out of corners, the driver feels only minimal oversteer. Otherwise, the Italian car is like the proverbial board on the track. In the link road, the Lambo becomes a little fidgety, particularly when braking it needs precise and lightning-fast corrections. The exit especially is difficult to drive. Just a few centimeters away from the wall, you have to lightly countersteer under full load. Not without its hazards. The approach to the Sachs corner. At the braking point, the calipers bite fiercely, but are easily controllable. Here, the Lambo builds up lateral acceleration forces of 1.25 G. The neutral handling at the threshold, the unbelievable traction, and the pinpoint accuracy of the steering earn the Murci&eacute one hell of a fast lap time. 1 minute, 12.4 seconds. That's a new lap record. And that despite the high weight of 1,820 kilos. The Porsche GT2 has to admit a very narrow defeat. In the wind tunnel, we continue with aerodynamic measurements. The Lambo is just 1.14 meters high. The air drag coefficient works out at 0.33. At a simulated 200 kilometers per hour, the supercar produces 34 kilos of downforce on the front axle and 1 kilo on the rear. Directional stability, particularly at high speeds, is therefore perfect. The Murci&eacute polarizes opinion with its spectacular look. Large, sleek surfaces alternate with sharp edges. Side air scoops draw in additional cool air when needed. The completely renovated V12 has a blood-curdling roar. Its almost 600 horsepower don't come until 7,500 revs. The suspension reacts to the gas pedal without hesitation. At the back, it flaunts two angled exhaust pipes. The Lamborghini's underbody is not covered. 355mm perforated brake discs rein in the power. The Murci&eacute looks extremely fast even standing still. Gone are the days of the Diablo's look. Large air scoops draw in air for the water and oil coolers. The center of power lies just a few centimeters above the floor. Inside, a surprising sobriety dominates. The leather seats are sportily narrow and offer perfect side support. Now let's drive this wild bull around the Nordschleife. The very diverse corners, hills and hollows on the demanding racetrack require suspension that can simply do everything. The strain here is 13 times what it is on a normal road. Despite its good 1.8-ton weight, the Murci&eacute seems manageable, almost nimble. Over the summit at the Quiddelbacher Höhe, the Lamborghini dives towards the hill at Flugplatz. This is where the top speed for the following Schwedenkreuz track section is decided. The Murci&eacute follows the driver's commands almost unwaveringly. 256 kilometers per hour are possibly record-breaking here. When dropping down into Fuchsröhre, every bit of the 580 horsepower is mobilized. At the lowest point, the driver and suspension are rammed together enormously at 240 kilometers per hour. Here, the Lamborghini achieves 2 kilometers per hour more than its rival, the Porsche 911 GT2. Accelerating out of Adenauer forced turn, the third gear flicks into the shift gate. Fortunately, the Lamborghini doesn't behave like an Italian diva. It shows itself to be a well-toned sportsman. But not only its sheer power maneuvers it into the highest spheres, the suspension is also completely up to the demands of the Nordschleife. At Bergwerk, the next corner, the Lambo reaches only 96 kilometers per hour. Here, the lighter Porsche made use of its advantages and achieved almost 10 kilometers per hour more. The tight right-hander at Klostertal 2 is taken at 81 kilometers per hour. On the uphill stretch, the V12 plays out its full performance. 650 Newton-meters of torque push it up the hill, then the Murci&eacute drops down into the carousel. Just a little later comes the crest at Pflanzgarten. Here, every car becomes light and starts to skip. With 189 kilometers per hour, the well-configured Lamborghini masters this passage 2 kilometers per hour faster than the Porsche GT2 again. The lap time is 7 minutes 52, just 6 seconds outside the record time for series sports cars.